In this video, we will present an overview of the Bolt School Management Software, which is a universal solution for truck driving schools. The Bolt CDL software is designed to create and store data about the student, his progress, as well as learning outcomes. The software operates in two different types of user accounts: student's account profile and the school administrator's profile. Lesson number 1: New applicant registration, creating a student profile. Why do we say applicant, and how is this different from student? An applicant is a person who has created a user account in the system, but is still in the process of completing the enrollment agreement, paying for tuition, and submitting the necessary documents to the school. An individual becomes a student after they have completed and signed the enrollment agreement. The enrollment agreement is the contract signed between the student and the institution. The agreement specifies the conditions under which the school will provide instruction to the student, and it specifies all costs a student must pay in order to enroll in a specific school program. Next, we will demonstrate how the Bolt CDL software distinguishes between an applicant and a student, as well as how these different types of profiles offer varying levels of user access when switching to student status. The registration process of a new applicant begins with the creation of an account in the system. Registration is made directly by the applicant using any of these devices: smartphone, tablet, laptop, or computer. The system is adapted for all possible devices. From the home page, you must select the student login option and select the Create an Account option. To start the application process, enter your first and last name, a valid personal email address, and password in the appropriate boxes, then click Sign Up. Note: the applicant must have a valid personal email address, as they will need to verify the email address to complete the following steps after creating an account. After completing the initial registration, a verification message will be sent to the specified email address. To activate the account, the applicant must follow the steps indicated in the email and click the link in the body of the email to complete the activation process. If the verification process is not completed, then the account and profile will be created, but the user will not be able to use it until it has been confirmed. Note: if the user cannot complete the verification process due to the irregularities of their system or personal settings of their device, then the school admin has the opportunity to confirm the email for the applicant. However, we do not recommend using this function, because the email verification is an important step in the communication between the school and the student as stated in the enrollment agreement. Also, the email address is a backup key of the user of the system, so if the manager did not carefully check and confirm the correct email, then the user may have issues with resetting the password and not receive email communications between this user and the school. After successful email verification, the data collection form is activated in the applicant's profile. There is a total of 3 forms: data collection form, enrollment agreement, and student application. The system activates each of them after the successful completion of the previous one. Subsequently, after successful completion of the forms, this information will now be visible from the school admin profile. The school manager will then be able to contact the new applicant if the student has not completed all steps of the application process. This feature helps the school retain a potential student if there is an issue with misunderstanding or inconsistency in the enrollment forms. Even at this stage, Bolt CDL software helps school managers manage the data input process and optimizes communication between the school and the student. Completing the enrollment forms is a process that only requires the participation of the applicant, which means that this can be done remotely. For example, an applicant can complete the necessary forms and upload the needed documents even if during the school's non-working hours or the weekend. The school manager, upon seeing the completed enrollment package, will then be able to efficiently process the new student data. The COVID pandemic required us to develop a remote registration process, and you can experience the full benefits of this system by switching to Bolt School Management Software. After successful completion of any form, it can be printed using your system's standard print wizard. The second form is the application for enrollment. The applicant enters their personal details to apply for enrollment. After completing, it will provide the school with a snapshot of the applicant's personal information, education, past work experience, emergency contacts, driving record including traffic violations/accidents, and military status. Mandatory fields for the applicant application include previous and current employment history, driver's license, accidents, and other incidents in which the applicant was at fault. The application form also contains fields where the applicant agrees to provide the school with proof of necessary documents such as the driver's license, social security number, and medical card. The applicant confirms that information found to be false or intentionally omitted will be considered falsification of the application and will be grounds for immediate termination. Please note that all forms including the enrollment agreement are digitally signed using the applicant's unique electronic key, which is his digital signature. The same electronic signatures within the BOLT CDL software are also assigned to school managers, instructors, accountants, etc. The digital signature is also implemented within the system if any changes are made, which increases the security of its use. The final form is the enrollment agreement. It is important to note that unlike the previous two forms, the enrollment agreement is a document requiring the signature of the applicant and must also be signed by the school. Therefore, the signing of the enrollment agreement is carried out in two stages. First, the enrollment agreement is signed by the applicant, then sent to the school to be signed by the school manager. In this section, the applicant has the opportunity to choose the training program, automatic or manual transmission, tuition payment options, full or partial, or if the school has additional payment options, then they can be added here. In the enrollment agreement, the applicant gets acquainted with the school policy, including cancellation and refund policy, conditions for terminating the agreement, etc. Included with the enrollment agreement is a copy of the school catalog or handbook, which details the training options and their costs. The digital signing of the enrollment agreement is the final step for the applicant. Upon the completion of the digital signature, all student data will be transferred to the school manager and is then ready to be finalized and signed by the school. At this point, the applicant is ready to transition to the student status. Changing the applicant status to student status leads to the appearance of additional functionality in the student's account profile, which we will consider in detail in the next lesson. Please note that all personal data as well as corporate data used in these lessons is fictitious, and all coincidences are accidental,